We have a discussion.
Do I do it right?
You talk
About
to him about-
what I talked to you about the committee,
Okay, you want to talk about
the committee meeting,
the ordinance thing,
the committee meetings.
committee meeting. We're gonna add a thing on the agenda to speak about the committees, the committee meeting. That was it. Okay. I got that. Okay. They have a thing we need to talk about is the ordinance 2026-2 amendment zoning ordinance to allow the bar in the club thing for the city of Centerpoint. They had a thing here recently. I let them, Mel, you mind speaking about what was this thing concerning this ordinance 2026-2?
Sure. Um, we had a gentleman that came in. He wants to put in a cigar lounge. And JW Package Store used to be in that building. They moved across the street, left the opening. So a gentleman wanted to start a business there, a cigar lounge. Initially, he had to come before council to get approval to be able to sell alcohol there or whatever. Our ordinance does have a clause in it that you have to sell a certain amount of food based on the alcohol that you serve. And he did not plan on selling food. So he came to the council to ask for permission to still be able to sell alcohol without the food requirement. So that's what this is, to modify that percentage so that as a cigar lounge, he's still able to operate and sell alcohol without having to do a kitchen or sell a certain amount of food.
And this came up with the council before we had to revisit this to find out exactly. But this ordinance is going to be sent back to planning and zoning, correct me, Mayor? And planning and zoning going to send it back to the council for full approval. He can read.
I think so. Initially, because it was already zone C1, which allows alcohol use, but still any alcohol sales within the city have to come before the council for approval. So you just can't open a store and sell alcohol because you have an alcohol license, or even if you meet the requirements of the food, and you still have to come to the council to let the council be aware that you are going to be selling alcohol. So that amendment will need to be made in our zoning rules, and then the council can approve that amendment change. But I don't know if it has to go back before planning and zoning. I think you guys can just, with the way it's written, I think you all can just go ahead and amend the ordinance at tomorrow night's council, and then it'll be fine.
Okay.
So we
Can you clarify that with the attorney to make sure?
Yeah,
doing it
yeah,
right?
we'll make sure before it's on the agenda. But I think planning and zoning has already did what they needed to do. It's just up to the council to make sure that that's legal in writing and that you guys approve of it. So once you guys say, okay, that's fine, he'll be able to go ahead and continue with his side of the business.
Okay.
Any more questions concerning this?
So it need to be amended and voted on.
Yes.
That will be on tomorrow agenda for the council to vote on that.
And if you have any questions before then, just let me know what they are and I'll get you an answer before the council meeting starts.
I think they have. Is it a public hearing? No, that's just.
Is it a public?
Is there a public hearing tomorrow recording this?
We do have a public hearing tomorrow. Hold on.
I do have a question.
Huh?
With
That's
this,
for demos.
oh, okay.
Okay.
With the amendment, is it gonna allow everybody to do it?
No, everybody, each individual person still has to be approved by council.
Oh,
So
okay.
you just can't open up a spot and then be like, I'm gonna sell alcohol. The council has the final say on any store, any restaurant that sells alcohol. in the
Okay.
city.
Okay.
And to my knowledge, it's gonna be it's only gonna be 2 location, correct me? We still gonna hold a 2 location accountable, or we gonna?
Yeah, so the council's been very strict on who's able to come in, who's able to start a package store. So in our ordinance, there's only 2 package stores allowed in the city. I don't think we have one on restaurants in general or cigar lounges. But again, the council
You
has.
said it's what? Tell me again. 2?
So you know how you can, like, certain cities have package stores every 100, every 300 feet or 500 feet or whatever. Like, you can go to some cities and there's just a lot of package stores. Centerpoint has a clause in their ordinance that only allows 2 package stores within the city limits, and they have to be a certain distance apart from each other.
Okay.
The school zone also.
Yeah, they can't be near schools, they can't be near churches.
Okay.
Is there any more questions concerning this ordinance? Councilman Stokes?
No, sir.
Ms. Council Deloach? Pro Tem?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move on to, we got a Sterling agreement for retail. Can you reach the podium and I'm trying to get your name right again. Can you just pronounce your name to the? Okay, is that microphone on?
It should be a button, just push the, it might have to be turned on the back side. Turn it on there, and then it should be a button right on the front. You push it.
Tail retention.
My name is Jamad Hollis. I'm with Sterling Properties.
Jamal, can you spell that first name?
JUHMAD.
Hollis, Hollis.
OLLIS. That's correct.
Carry on.
Okay, well, good evening, Mayor Scott, President Williams, and esteemed councilors. Thank you for the opportunity here this evening. My name is Jamad Hollis. I'm with Sterling Properties. And I appreciate the time to walk through the proposed professional service agreement that I sent over concerning the advisory services for Centerpoint. If you have any questions, have everybody reviewed it?
I haven't reviewed it all the way yet. I just
Tell us about your business and everything that you sent these in, and I sent them out to different, you sent your proposal and stuff in, and I know the mayor, did you see it, Mayor?
Mm-hmm.
And we sent it out to different people to look at it. I sent it to the council there to look at it. So can you please explain to them what you are doing, or what's your qualification, what you want to do with the city of Centerpoint?
Yeah, I'll go through. I have anywhere, but
Can you, if you email it to me, I can put it on the screen. Let me give you it. You got it. All right. Okay, just let me know when you want to go to the next slide. I got you.
All right, here's the presentation. Next slide. All right. CenterPoint, like many cities, communities across the country, is experiencing retail contraction. This is
You get him a mic.
He does. He has one.
Is this better?
Yeah, I just try to make sure you speak
Speaking to the mic. Okay.
Yeah.
CenterPoint, like many communities across the country, is experiencing retail contraction. This is being driven primarily by national retailer consolidation, stricter store level performance thresholds, and some local market challenges along CenterPoint Parkway. I want to be clear at the outset, recent retail closures are not the result of a lack of demand in CenterPoint. They reflect broader industry trends and misalignment between certain retail formats and the realities of the local market. What is being proposed tonight is a professional service engagement focused on retail retention, strategic backfilling, and market alignment recruiting. The intent is to give the city better visibility, earlier intervention, and clearer decision support while maintaining full city council authority over all future actions.
It'll pop back up in a second. Okay.
No, you can.
There we go.
Next slide. The reason this conversation is timely is because retail vacancies have a direct impact on the city's tax base, corridor stability, and overall perception of the community. When the city only becomes involved after a retailer has already closed, the options are much more limited. This engagement is designed to be proactive rather than reactive, so the city has insight earlier and can respond more strategically instead of scrambling after the fact. Next slide.
Next.
The city previously engaged a research-focused retail consulting model. That effort produced data and outreach, which was valuable. However, the current environment requires something different. What's needed now is faster response to retailer exits, direct coordination with property owners, and clear accountability that bridges strategy and execution. The retail recruitment alone does not stabilize corridors unless it is paired with active coordination and real estate level insight. This proposed approach is intended to address the gap. There are important limits to what any city can control. The city cannot control national corporate decisions, portfolio reductions, or internal retailer financial thresholds. What the city can control is how early it becomes aware of risk, how prepared sites are for reuse, how vacancies are backfilled, and whether recruitment efforts are aligned with market reality. This engagement focuses on strengthening the levers that are within the city's influence. Next slide. This engagement is structured under a professional service agreement, or PSA, which would require city council approval. The PSA governs advisory and implementation support only. It does not authorize real estate broker services. It does not delegate authority, and it does not bind the city to any future action. All policy decisions, property decisions, and financial commitments remain solely with city council, and the agreement is subject to city attorney approval. Review. Next slide. The scope of professional services outlined in the proposal include 5 integrated components, all focused on giving the city either visibility, better alignment, and clear decision support. First, retail retention analysis and diagnostic, which involves identifying existing and at-risk retailers using non-confidential indicators, such as foot traffic trends, lease rollover exposure, and corridor conditions, so the city has earlier awareness of potential risk. Second, market and site readiness analysis, which looks at whether existing retail sites are realistically positioned for reuse and what physical, regulatory, or market-based obstacles may need to be addressed before reinvestment can occur. Third, targeted retail and service recruitment strategy development, align with household income levels, traffic patterns, and trade area behavior. So recruitment efforts are grounded in what the Centerpoint market can realistically support. Fourth, real estate advisory support, including highest and best use guidance and coordination with property owners and stakeholders to help translate strategy into practical site level decision making. And fifth, ongoing reporting and coordination, providing regular council-ready updates so city leadership remains informed, aligned, and able to make decisions with current information throughout the engagement. Next slide. This highlights key differences between the prior consulting models and the advisory model being proposed. Under prior consulting models, the approach tended to be research heavy with a national recruitment focus. Site control was limited, reporting was periodic, and there was often no direct transaction level accountability once recommendations were made. The proposed advisory model is different in several important ways. It is execution driven, focused on what can realistically happen on the ground. It prioritizes local and regional decision makers, not just national outreach lists. There is active engagement with property owners and market participants, along with continuous deal activity tracking rather than one-time reports. Most importantly, there is direct responsibility for outcomes, not in the sense of guaranteeing results, but in staying engaged from diagnosis through implementation and reporting. So the city is not left with recommendations that stop at the report stage. This shift is about closing the gap between strategy and real world execution. Next slide. I think it's just as important to be clear about what this engagement is not. It's not a guarantee that new retailers will locate in Centerpoint. No consultant or broker can ethically make that promise. It is speculative recruitment. It is not speculative recruitment. It is not brokerage agreement, and it is not delegation of city council authority. This structure is intentionally designed to reduce risk and improve alignment, not to promise outcomes the market may not support. Next slide. Council visibility and accountability are core components of this engagement. The city will receive regular council-ready written updates that summarize activity, findings, and progress in plain language. The goal is transparency, so council always understands what is being worked on, what challenges exist, and what opportunities are engaged. Next slide. At a high level, compensation is structured to protect taxpayers. Advisory services are compensated through a fixed professional services fee outlined in the PSA. No transaction-based compensation applies unless the city separately authorizes brokerage services, and even then, brokerage fees would only be paid upon successful transactions. This structure aligns incentives and avoids paying solely for activity without results. Next slide. The action being requested tonight is limited and specific. Authorize the city to proceed with execution of the professional services agreement so the advisory work can formally begin. Any future decisions related to property disposition, incentives, or brokerage services will come back to council separately for approval. Slide. This outlines the terms and governance structure and proposed engagement, which was designed very intentionally to preserve city control and oversight. First, the agreement is structured as an initial pilot term with the option for renewal. This allows the city to evaluate the value of the services before making a longer term commitment. Second, city council approval is required for two key actions. One, execution of the professional services agreement itself, and two, any engagement involving city-owned property brokerage. Nothing in this proposal authorizes brokerage services automatically, and nothing moves forward without council approval. Third, city attorney review is incorporated prior to execution. The agreement is subject to legal review to ensure it aligns with city policies, procurement requirements, and applicable law. Overall, this structure is designed to be deliberate, transparent, and fully governed by council. Next slide. The action being requested tonight is limited and authorizes the city to proceed with execution and professional services to advisory work can formally begin, and any further decision related to the property just is wrong. That's it. I apologize. That's the closing. Do I have any questions?
Councilman Stowe, you have any questions?
I think you did a good job presenting. At the same time, I think it's something that we may have to look more into, because I'm looking over some things. We got a lot going on, but I don't think it's anything that we could vote on or anything right now. It was just a presentation.
No, it's just a presentation. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Of his part, he said he's what he's gonna try to do is, like some businesses closing here,
right.
he's trying to work with us to get, like, I believe, his things in them closed buildings, get stores in the closed buildings, get, like CVS trying to work with us to get things into the buildings.
Yeah, we definitely need that.
I had called because it's so much loss here, and, buildings are just sitting here. Maybe he have a plan to move things forward, but these empty buildings, that's my.
Great job, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I think personally, we need somebody to come in and bring more business here. What is the Mayor Scott? Can y'all explain to me what is the proper protocol on bringing different businesses here?
So
The city usually do.
So typically the city, we've had, economic development in the past where the chamber would recruit businesses, and that was under Mr. Buddy Adelet, who's since retired. Then we had Retail Strategies come in, which we had a 3-year contract with Retail Strategies. After 2 years of that contract, we didn't feel like they were benefiting the city, so we actually canceled that contract. And for the last 3 years, the city has been going to ICSC, which is the International Shopping Centers Conference, to recruit businesses from that conference to come and take a look at Centerpoint. We have brochures, flyers, different things, because that's one of the largest shopping center conferences in the country. So you'll have everybody there from Tropical Smoothie all the way up to, people that supply cameras for police stations. So it's very huge. We go out there, we talk to a lot of different people. We let them know what spaces we have, what buildings we have, and try to talk them into coming back and looking at some of our spaces.
They have a lot of different ones. So Vegas is the big one, but they have them like
Yeah,
all
they have
over,
a
like
Southeastern,
yeah.
New York.
Yeah, Red River in
They have
Texas.
them all over the country a lot of times. So.
Would it be a good, I mean, how much did we pay the last?
It was $30,000 a year for 3 years. And that was Retail Strategies. They're actually located in the city of Birmingham. And I think right on the south side somewhere.
And I'm between here and New Orleans. So I'm from here, family's here, but I live in New Orleans, and my company is based out of New Orleans, but we cover the entire Gulf South region. And we actually have a few people on ICSC board. So the CEO, he sits on the board for ICSC. So we're real active with that organization.
I'm gonna look more into this, because I think personally we need some help bringing more people here. But I'm gonna look into it, and I'm gonna talk with the attorney.
Yeah. And to Mayor Scott's point, it is more of like economic development, and that's kind of how I structured the PSA, because it's not really like a commercial brokerage kind of thing that's needed. It's more economic development, but with the tools that I have from brokerage, I can research pretty much every parcel here, find out who the owner is, and we can kind of figure out how we can get these vacant spaces filled.
I got a question. You can I ask you, what about who do you know anybody that own that the Applebee's and the J Wings? Do the same people still own those places?
Mr. Williams gave me the information, and I pulled them up. I haven't like dug deep into the research yet, because I wanted to kind of get all of this out and get it to you all. But that's I'll be looking at all of that and trying to see, what can be done, if anything, to get those back or to get them replaced.
Okay. Well, I personally think, Mayor, what you think about at least, can somebody that go to those, the workshops, or what you say to those?
You mean
ICSC.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
With those, like, I don't know, you seem like a lobbyist.
Essentially,
But,
it's
you
kind
know,
of
it'd be good to have somebody to
consultative.
go with us to consult us on, hey, this is a good business to bring here, and let's talk to them about this. I think it'll be good, but I'll speak with them more after we consult with the attorney.
Thank you.
I appreciate it,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Hollis.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're gonna consult with the attorney and see where we can move forward with what we have to do for the, I was looking at the cost analysis on here.
1,000.
They have one cost is 18,000, and they have another post-pilot cost is 72,000. Can you explain them different costs?
So when I mentioned trial period, that's like 3 months opportunity. Like what I'm doing, then we don't move forward for the year. 72 is for the year, and I basically broke it down as or like consulting fee. So if I was a consultant and I was charging $250 an hour, I estimated I'll probably work with Centerpoint 10 hours a week.
Mhm.
Just working for you all, but for the year, that's like 172,000 each year.
Gotcha. Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. What would you offer different from retail strategy?
More than research, so it'd be boots on the ground, track everything that I do. Telling y'all, try to see if we can come like-minded or solution on property that's vacant.
My only problem with it,
I read strategy there.
Mhm. My only problem with we have with retail strategy, we put out so much money and did not get any results back. And then we did go to conventions with them, so me and the mayor, we pushed it more for things to happen than they was pushing. So I was trying to, I didn't want that to happen.
And I read through the agreement and attending. Company goes every year. This year, I'm the first myself to actually go, especially if I'm working with you all. That would be more.
Do you do, as far as data collection, before that? I know Placer AI, we've had a kind of okay, so you would use like kind of what Placer AI does as far as accumulating data on the properties and the traffic leakage.
Yeah, so I have access to places. I have CoStar, and I use sites to do business. I pull reports.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
I appreciate it.
I got another question.
Go ahead.
Do you let people hire you just for going like to the ICSC event, stuff like that as well?
Just go to ICS.
Yeah, and give recommendations then?
That's comes under your consultant, correct?
Yeah, the consult. I mean, it wouldn't be. I've never like one off just to go to. I would have to. Yeah, I mean, like if I go, I'm gonna sit down and or to see what the city first, because you don't want to just go out there and not have appointments and your meeting set up prior. Everything else before you get there. I would probably sit down before. Definitely. Target while I'm there. And I would,
Correct. I know with me and the mayor, we had to have permit meetings, we had to have things, all this got to be, before we go out there, all this got to be taken care
When
of.
is that next meeting?
That's in May.
Hey.
Yeah.
Can I get on that? Zuko?
We're already pretty much scheduled. I think right now it's the Economic Development Board, Councilman Williams, myself, and one other economic development
I
person.
can get on it, Zuko?
I mean, you can. That's up to the council. Well, I think that's actually up to the chamber.
Chamber, that's correct. But we already have a council person on that board already.
But we'll check.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Thank you so much. We look forward to hearing from you and talking to you soon.
Thanks again, sir.
You too.
Thank you, man.
It'll be good if he come back tomorrow.
Oh, me? That's up to y'all. That's not my.
I'm just saying it'd be good if you come back tomorrow when we had the people here.
We have
Are you available tomorrow?
everybody that's saying that whole council will be here also, they have people
Speak about
there,
that.
'cause
No, but now he ain't got to do the whole thing, but just go over something quick.
That's yeah. You.
yeah.
He had a baseball game with his kids tomorrow.
to communicate.
Present it so the other council people can be here as well.
Yes, baby, everybody
Okay.
be tomorrow.
Can you come tomorrow?
6:30. I'll put you on,
Presentation.
on the first, by the public comment, where you can just talk and you can
Oh, that'd be
go
good.
from there. You don't have to wait
And
all
it'll
the
be
whole
on the agenda.
process. Okay, that makes
Thank
that.
you. Have a good day.
Our next thing up, we have a scheduling date for the dedication for Miss Henderson Historical Museum. Scheduling hour, we're trying to get back down with the hours we're gonna have. Do the council, do y'all know where it's located at or anything about this?
I don't.
Hmm.
I don't. I heard it was something, but I don't know
Well,
anything about it.
Mr. Mayor,
Can
can
y'all
you,
explain
Yeah.
what's going on?
Next door, I guess I'll start from the beginning. So City Hall used to have a lot of pictures and cabinets and stuff in the hallway. And it mostly contained the history of the city, how it was formed, all the newsworthy stories that we had as we were growing as a city. So what we did was we took all of that down and we're going to dedicate a museum to Miss Betty, who's the first lady of Centerpoint, first lady of Centerpoint. Over next door at our inspections building, there's a room over there that's a nice large size room. She's been over decorating that room and hanging up her history. So she's basically archives the history of Centerpoint.
I got a question. With the history of Centerpoint, can we include the people that work for Centerpoint, the council people and the past mayors and all of that?
I mean, that's history of Centerpoint. Your pictures are going to be on the wall in City Hall. So
I'm saying in the museum.
I don't see why not. History is history. I mean, as we grow, yeah, history will be included, new things will be added. That's the purpose. But basically, that museum will be dedicated to her. But the council needs to set visiting hours,
What-
scheduling.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
When you say dedicated, what do you mean? Like, as far as it's just gonna be all about her museum, or
No, as dedicated as in it'll be the
her
Betty
research that
Henderson.
she did.
Yeah, it'll be the
Okay.
Betty Henderson Museum, and it'll showcase Centerpoint's history from as far back as she has on record to now. And then as we grow and as we create history, it'll all be added to the museum.
Okay.
But you guys do need to, because it's in a building that we operate, it's not going to be in a separate, like a storefront. So we kind of would like for the chamber to host it. And that way, if you want to come and see it, or if you're coming into the city, Birmingham, whatever, and you want to see the museum, we ask that you make an appointment with the chamber. That way they can set up for somebody to come over and show you around and kind of give you a tour of what's in the museum, as opposed to letting people just go in and possibly damage or remove something over there that's important. So
Where is it?
it's right next door in our inspections building. I can take you over there.
Okay.
You have any questions, Mr. Sewell?
No, I think we need to, being that the mayor said, the chamber, I think we may have to get with, Mr. Gann on this.
Mhm. Well, I mean,
Might be
If you guys, that'll be up to me, but I just need you guys to
come up with a date and
come up with a grand opening day,
president.
working hours.
Well, I think we need to, at least you
Can
get
we
this.
do we need to do it at the next session and include everybody?
It's already on the thing,
Oh.
agenda, but we can vote on the hours.
The
We're trying to
hours, okay.
discuss is what hours will be best now for that. And what the mayor says, it'd be best if someone called, make appointment, then they can bring them over here and show them everything. And instead of being open 9 to 5 and then nobody not there, and then they just go in there.
Okay.
So if, like you said, if somebody at the chamber can come over here and say, hey, this. And because most time they are.
I'm okay with that.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Yeah, okay.
So it's already been dedicated to her.
No, we have to do a ribbon cutting, all of that kind of stuff in the future. We just want to go ahead and make sure our paperwork is, in order.
Y'all voted on the last. You don't have to vote on you.
No, we hadn't done anything outside of her getting it set up. So as we dedicate it to her, all of you all will be involved in that process and made aware of all of the updates and stuff. Just like any other business where Tim does a ribbon cutting, we'll send out the invitations, let the council know that they need to be present at this thing that we're doing for Ms. Betty when that time comes.
Okay.
Do you all have a date in mind that y'all want to try to?
I'll tell you what I can do. Let's say it's the 4th. Is that right? I can actually go speak with Mayor, first Mayor, Mr. Henderson, Mayor Henderson. I could speak with him and his wife and see what date would be good for them, and then present it to the council. I mean,
Is that how it go, man?
can I do that?
Yeah, it's it's
They live a street over.
it's up to her. Yeah, I would rather do it on her time when she's
Right.
available. She
So
does
that's what
have
I could check on
a
that
nurse
tomorrow.
and everything. So when she's available, when she's happy with
Right.
how it is when it's set up, then I
I'll
would
present
prefer
that
to be-
tomorrow at tomorrow's meeting.
okay.
I can meet with her tomorrow. President.
Whenever she's happy with it and we can get the doors open, I prefer to be on her schedule.
Okay. I'll get some information tomorrow from.
Okay, that's understanding. So we're gonna wait and see what her schedule is, and we can move forward from there. The next thing we had down is we wrote it in on Miss Council Lady Pro Tem wants to talk about the committee things. So I can open it up for you to talk about the committee.
Yes, I wanted to know about like the committee means. The committees. So the committee means in the committees. As far as the committees, is it all council have to be on those committees, or can we have citizens as well as like public safety, citizens as well as other law enforcement agencies part of it as well?
The committees are formed based on the criteria set by you all. So it's not a set criteria. If you decide, I think the only thing is you can't have more than 3 council members on it.
Oh,
Like planning and zoning, we have 1. So depending on the way it's written up or is proposed, the council votes on who, let's say you want to have 2 citizen seats. You want to have 1 council seat. You want to have 1 public safety seat. You want to have 1 fire department seat. So you all as a group determine what that criteria is. The lawyer takes it, they put all the bylaws in it, they put all the how you can vote, what the quorum is, all the different rules, just like here on the dais as we go, we have certain things that has to be done a certain way. In a committee or an advisory thing, it's also a public meeting. So you have to do things a certain way. You have to give notice when you have a meeting. It has to
so
be.
when you're doing research, you have to get notice too?
No, but you have to be very careful that your research doesn't look like a meeting. So you have to make sure the attorney is involved, and it's probably best to have him come to you and sit down individually to have all of that stuff written out to propose to the council. So when the council votes on it, they can have their input on whatever. This is what we're going to do. This is how the committee formed by resolution. Now you have your committee. Now it's whoever's supposed to appoint the people to that committee can appoint those people, send out the invitations. If they want to join the committee, then they're more than welcome to join the committee. And then you set your first meeting, you announce the meeting. You go by your standard rules of order.
Okay, so, with the committees, can we still, go forward with adding it to the, agenda? Because when we first initially said we were gonna do committees, we were talking about adding co-chairs from the council on each committee. Can we do that? How do we do that?
I think you want to do a proposal to the council and request permission to create a committee surrounding public safety and what the guidelines
Already got a committee
are for what.
for public safety.
The chair. It's a different
Is that
committee. You-
when-
Yeah, that's the chair of public safety. It's not the same as having another whole group of people. So some committees, if you create a committee, you give your authority to that committee. So for instance, the Waterworks Board, there's not one person that's over the Waterworks Board.
Mhm.
There's a board of people over the Waterworks Board. So any decisions may have to go through those people. So they technically in municipal government, local municipal government, they don't advise you to create committees for your positions because then you take the power out of the council's hand and give it to somebody else.
So do we need to have at least 3 council people on each committee?
I don't think you can do 3 council people
I
on.
mean, well, two
Yeah.
council members,
Yeah.
chair and a co-chair on
Mhm.
each council. How do we add that to the agenda to do the co-chairs like we did when we did the committees at the beginning of our term?
I will double check with the attorney, but I think you have to
I've been
get
talking to
permission
them, yeah.
from the council to create a committee first. Like you just can't go and create a committee. You have to have something from the city that says, this is the committee that we have that we're creating, like economic development. You don't just create an economic development committee. You have to, there's certain things that have to be in place first.
Ain't this a committee already on?
We have a committee that's open like public safety. You're the chair of it. And like more,
Economic development, all them. Don't we have a committee already going that meet
Yeah, but-
economic development?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When we created that committee, there had to be created a certain way. You just don't call people in and say, hey, we're gonna have a meeting. This is our committee. Can't be done that way. You have to have permit. I can't create a body without council approval. Whether I wanted to,
So we're not on committees. So it never been done.
yeah, your titles as far as public safety, education, they're like labels that are given to you because those are the areas that you want to focus on. But there's no power that gives you more authority over public safety than anybody else on the council. So because you have the public safety chair, it is by courtesy that everybody step back and allow you to deal with public safety. But at the same time, their vote still matters when it comes to matters of the city or creating.
So I want
Out
to
the city.
create, so economic development already been approved by the council.
Economic development was approved by the chamber. That's not a council. I don't have any authority over economic development.
What all the committees we have public safety, finance.
Parks and Recs. You
Parks
mean
and
chairs.
Rec.
You call them
Yeah.
committee, but they're not committees. They're
So they're not
chairs.
committees.
No, they're not committees.
Why
they're
do you say
chairs.
committees?
It's people use words loosely. It's technically not a committee because there's only one person. So
you build it up. So that you come to the council and say, well, you're gonna approve these people, but you got to understand when you approve them people, you're taking your law out of the hands of that.
So we should have 2 council people and a chair.
Oh,
how about this?
I mean, not a chair, 2 council people and a secretary, right?
Well, that's the technical parts of it. Okay, how about this? When we go to Montgomery, because there's 2 types of committees. There's one that's more of a board type aspect. So if you create a board like Waterworks Board, Utility Board, the council no longer has power over that. You've given it to the board. So what you want to do is create an advisory committee so that those people you can run ideas past those people and say, hey, this is what we thought would be the best. But that's not an official vote. That's not an official decision. It's in an advisory capacity. So it's just like a work session. You can talk to these people. You can get their input. You can say, hey, what do you think the best thing is for us to do next? Or what do you think the best overall direction for us to go? And those people can say, I think this, I think this, I think this. At the end of the meeting, you have some things that you say, hey, I'm gonna run this to council and see how council thinks about it. Council can then vote based on whether they like your ideas or they don't. Just like planning and zoning. Planning and zoning is created of 5, 7 members with some alternates. They don't make decisions on behalf of the city. They make recommendations to the council. So if they say we want to put,
Advisory.
yeah, if they say we want to put we want to allow this company down here to change their zoning to multi-use, so they can put this and this on their property. The planning and zoning board will say, I think that's a great idea. They'll pass a favorable recommendation that comes to you all. If you go, I don't like that idea at all, you can vote no on that, and that's done. You guys have the last say so in everything. But sometimes if you create like a board, a water board, utility board, different boards like that have a number of people on them, then you give away your decision-making ability. And then you no longer, so whatever decision they make stands.
Council people and a secretary. Or
Uh,
clerk.
I think you can have residents, you can have a lot of different people, as long as when you create it, it's created as a specific type of committee.
So I'm lost. Because
When we'll be going to Montgomery.
I am lost.
We'll be going to Montgomery.
I'm lost.
The league
This
will.
Public Safety Committee, Public Safety Finance Chair.
It's
Finance Chair and all that. So
it's more or less.
so
a
it's not
label.
nothing like Birmingham.
No. Birmingham is a class 1 city. So what Birmingham does should never be
So we
comparable
can't
to
have a
what
committee.
we do.
We can't have a committee.
You can have.
You can
Advisory committee.
have an advisory
It's
board.
gonna be a
You can create-
advisory
But you
committee.
don't put that title on them. That's what's been explained. You still got to come to the council regardless of all of it.
Mhm.
So when you get your advisory thing together, they can advise you to try to persuade the council to vote for it. Whatever it's, I mean, you're looking too deep into it,
No,
Councilwoman.
I'm not looking too
But
deep
it's
into
just-
nothing.
okay.
I want to be able
can't bring
we
people-
have investigatory powers, right? To investigate things as council people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we need to remove this whole public safety committee, public finance committee. We need to remove all of it. We
I
if
think
we
you're
can't
putting.
create one with the rest of the council. You said don't do it with I'm just saying we need to remove the whole nine if we're not able to do the committees. Like
It's an advisory. So like Birmingham, when they have their
I
finance
know
meeting,
advisory.
they talk over a lot of different things, and then she brings that to the council.
And exactly, yeah.
Right. So and there's nothing wrong with that. You can still do that.
But there won't be no committee.
I mean, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it an advisory group. You can call it a sit and chat. I mean, you can call it whatever you want. Don't get hung up on the name so much as opposed to how it's created and what authority you give them. So that's the thing. The council has to be sure that they're not giving away their authority to make a decision
Like, we need to
concerning
give
that.
people authority.
But
So
what would be the
make the
point of you being the
speech.
councilwoman if you
Absolutely.
can't decide
I
on?
want the citizens to be involved. That's a big issue.
There's not a problem with that. We're not saying the citizens can't
They
be
can't
involved.
sit on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
They can sit on.
That's what I was just
You're not hearing. You can put residents, you can put officers, you can put fire department members. That's fine. You can have 10 people in here talking over how they think the city should go. But at the end of the day, the council has the final say so
Yeah, I know.
in
that.
what goes. So you can get them people, you can put them together, and all 10 can agree. I think we need to do this.
And then you present it as a
You
council
present it to the
person
council, but at the end of the day, the council can say, nope, don't want to do
I
that.
know that.
So
I
that's
know
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
But don't create a committee and then call it something, or by in a legal way create it so that it takes away your authority to be a council person, or to take away the voices that you all were elected to give, because now you have this whole other board. Like the fire department has a board. The chief doesn't The chief runs the fire department, but the board makes the decision. The chief can't waive your fire dues. If you say my fire dues are too much, the chief can't say you don't have to pay them. The board has to say whether you're allowed to pay them or not. So basically, you take power from one group, you give it to another group. Now you have to stick with that group making those decisions. So that's something you have to be very careful about doing. Now, like you said, if we want, we can get the attorney to draw up a proposal
Yeah, talk
that
about
councilwoman wants to create a public safety committee comprised of residents, officers, council member, blah, blah, blah. And this will be in an advisory committee. No authority will be transferred to this committee. So and so, and that way it's done in a legal manner that we can continue to move forward and operate.
okay.
Put that question down for Monday.
On Monday, tomorrow, Monday.
Before
When we
we,
go to Monday when we.
Montgomery,
I don't know. I'm like,
they can explain it a lot better than I can,
You wanna
so.
go Monday?
I ain't looked at that and said.
Okay, you might want to check because I think right now they have us down for the 9th to come
I
up for
never
training.
said anything about
Did you
it.
have
I didn't
fun?
know that.
I think it's the 9th.
It's Monday, yeah.
Is that Monday?
Monday's a night, right?
Yeah.
Monday is a night. All right, Monday.
I didn't see anything that said anything about a meeting.
Check your email. Check your email.
It said, Ms. Van, put a thing out there, you want to meet.
I didn't see that.
Okay,
So-
so just check it. If not, we'll switch the date. I mean, we can move. That's not a problem.
Okay.
As you guys have, Councilman Whitaker
Yeah.
typed up some remarks concerning this meeting. He was not able to be here, so he did leave some information. It's kind of long, so I didn't know if he wanted me to read the entire thing for the public record, but
Most of the things that he put here, we already collaborated on it. And like he was
I
saying.
think it need to be read.
No. That's a whole book.
I think it need to be read.
Oh,
That's
that's gonna
what
be
he
too
sent
much
it for.
information.
okay.
Like he sent it,
Maybe you read it.
okay,
Come on, Deloach.
Cause that's what he sent it for.
he sent it for us to.
To
go ahead,
review it.
read
Look
Mary.
over.
Okay.
Read it. Make it simple for Mr.
Okay.
Loach. Go ahead, read it.
I will read
I
this.
understand it's plain language. I understand it.
Gotcha.
You understand it?
I understand it.
Yeah,
But I
understand it,
still
but you don't
want him to
understand
read
it. So
it for
go ahead, read
Mr.
it,
Moses.
Mary.
For public record, I will read this on behalf of
Read it.
Councilman Moses Whitaker, who couldn't be here today. Good evening, Council President Williams, Council President Pro Tem Deloach, Councilwoman Hogan, and Councilman Stokes. Please forgive my absence this evening as I had a prior engagement scheduled before the work session was announced for this date. I want to take a moment to provide documentation and share my thoughts on the items listed on tonight's work session agenda. Item 1, Ordinance 2620-2. I would like to provide some background on this ordinance. The previous council approved on-premises alcohol sales for business within the city that intended to operate as a cigar lounge. Shortly thereafter, this current council was required to rescind that approval because the existing ordinance did not allow for that type of establishment. This business has already taken necessary steps to operate in the city, so now the operation is partially on hold until we take corrective action. As a result, I am proposing that the city council recommend to the Planning and Zoning Commission that the ordinance be reviewed and considered for amendment to allow bars, lounges, and taverns to operate within the city. I have submitted documentation outlining clear definitions for bars, lounges, and taverns, as well as distinctions between those establishments and dance halls or nightclubs. Please review the materials I have provided for reference. Item 2, Retail Retention Agreement. At this time, I do not believe it is in the city's best interest to spend 6 figures on a 1-year retail retention agreement with a third-party company. Instead, I believe the council should consider a long-term solution for economic development. One potential option is the creation of an economic development project administrator position. I have provided a job description from the Personnel Board guidelines along with the corresponding salary schedule for consideration. This is simply an idea for the council to consider as part of a broader long-term economic development strategy. I am also mindful that the city recently lost 2 department heads, one in the inspections office and one in the code enforcement. The salaries associated with those positions have been absorbed during the current fiscal year, and I believe there may be room in the budget to reinvest some of those savings into an economic development professional for our city. Item 3, History Museum ribbon cutting and operating hours. Regarding the ribbon cutting for the History Museum, I am agreeable to whatever date is selected by the majority of the council. As always, if my schedule allows, I will be present. I would like to propose that the operating hours of the museum mirror those of the inspections office. This approach would ensure that someone is consistently present in the building and would eliminate the need to hire additional staff solely for museum access. I further suggest implementing a sign-in log so that we have a current record of visitors. Thank you for your time, your attention to this written statement, and for reviewing the documents I have provided. I look forward to working with each of you as we continue to conduct the city's business. Have a great evening. Respectfully, Moses Whitaker. So yeah, he's attached this documentation to that. So when you get a chance, if you want to read through that and look through it, and you guys can discuss
We
that.
talked about economic development. We talked about the retail strategy, retail. We talked about the cigar lounge already. Everything he said in it, we already communicated about. That's what I was saying.
Well, we understand what his part is.
Huh?
That's all I was saying.
Understand what?
We understand what he's thinking.
It's the same thing
Well.
that was saying already.
That it wasn't him speaking. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Thank you.
if that's it, everybody?
I have one more thing if you have a few minutes.
Can I ask a question to the mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm asking.
Well, I mean, you can if you want to. That's up to
It's about a resident was asking me to ask you.
you. Want to wait till after? Okay. So if you would take a look behind you, as we went to, where was our last conference for ALM? Was it Montgomery? Montgomery. So at our last conference, right after you guys got elected, we were at a conference in Montgomery for our training, I think, that first meeting. So we had an expo hall. You walked past a lighting, a vendor that offered lighting for ballparks and everything. So you reached out to them. They gave me a call back. They ran some numbers on our park over here off of Chalkville School Road to redo the lighting at that park. What they proposed is on the sheet, and I'll email you all a copy, but I do want you to take a look at it because what they propose is replacing 160 lights with the 140, better wattage, more energy savings, and we don't pay for those lights up front. So the savings that they provide through that lighting actually comes back. Wow. Same way.
The lighting that they have there now is on Alabama Power, or what is the lighting?
Yeah, it's Alabama Power, and they work with Alabama Power. So
Cost.
it's right. Right now, what they're looking at is proposing though replacing all of those lights. They could have it done within a month's time before football or baseball season starts.
What's the cost?
$5,900 per month for all of the lights that we have. And I'm going to have Tasha pull our current bill to see what we actually pay per month for those old bulb lights that's over there now. According to them, these will save us close to
How much they charging to do it?
It's right. They're not charging anything. Installation is free. Materials are
Can they
free.
do that through our communities?
They're a sports lighting agency, but I mean,
Remember the one we talked to?
and actually, I'm gonna have them. I did just tell them I would bring this up so you guys can look at the proposal ahead of time. I'm gonna try to see if I can get Harrison or somebody on tomorrow to kind of better explain it. I don't want to explain their product because they're way better at doing it than I But this is something that I think it benefits us in the long run because we pay less overall, but the lights basically pay for themselves.
So we don't pay them nothing.
We pay them the monthly bill.
Instead of Alabama Power.
No, we pay, it still goes to Alabama Power. With the savings, we pay them with the savings that we save from what we would be decreasing. Energy savings. So we still have to pay them.
We gotta pay Alabama Power.
Just like the lights at your house, over your house.
Yeah.
Well, that's we need to go and put some in the community first. Communities, ask them could they put some in the community? No. Well, if we gonna spend, well, we gonna get them to do that. Tell them to do our communities first, and then then we can.
I'm gonna let them explain it to you
You set it up on, not tomorrow meeting.
on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah,
That's all.
that's all I have.
So they coming at the next meeting.
The next meeting.
Okay.
Meeting adjourned. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all.
Did he have something? Did he have something?
You had something you